Here's a story about the second Rebbe of Chabad. Today is the day that he was freed from prison. When he was a young man, he was a tremendous genius, and he could sit and learn Torah and just be completely separated from the world, was oblivious to what was around him. He remembered everything that he wrote, that he read, understood tremendous deep secrets of the Kabbalah and of the Torah, of the Talmud. It so happened that once in the life of his father, whose father was the first Rebbe of Chabad, the one that wrote the Tanya, Shner Zalman, as he was sitting and learning Torah very deeply, I think he was sitting on the first floor, and Alter Rebbe was sitting learning. He lived on the upper floor, or it was the other way around. They lived on different floors, and it happened that the second Rebbe of Chabad, it must be that his wife wasn't there. In any case, one of his babies, his child, fell out of the crib and was crying. So the first Rebbe of Chabad, his father, was sitting and learning at the time upstairs, and he was learning downstairs. And they were both deeply immersed in their learning. Both of them equally had tremendous powers of concentration and deep levels of comprehension. But nevertheless, the first Rebbe of Chabad, Rebbe Shner Zalman, he heard the baby cry, and he came downstairs and he picked the baby up, put him back in the crib, and calmed him down. And he went to his son, who didn't even notice that his father had come in the room. He was so deeply engrossed in his learning. And he took him out of his reverie. He put his hand on his shoulder, whatever. He looked up and said, "Oh, father." He stood up. He said, "Did you hear your baby crying?" He said, "No, I didn't hear. I'm sorry. If I would have heard, then I would have done something." So he said, "You should know that the essence of Judaism is that when you hear a baby, especially your own son, crying, falling, is you have to help him. And if you hear somebody else's son crying and that person doesn't help him, you have to help. We're all sons of God. And if you hear a Jewish child that his soul is crying out for godliness, his soul is crying out for Judaism, is you have to stop what you're doing and you have to go and help and teach him." And from this lesson, that began the whole outreach movement of Chabad in a very active way. Sometimes when you see that Jewish people are falling down and that their head is equal to their feet in not a good way, that they're not aware of who they are, who their essence is, who Abraham is, who Isaac is, Jacob, what Moses is, what the Torah is, what God is, the Jewish people are falling down. So their souls are crying out. So you have to stop whatever you're doing and go down and lift them up, put them back, teach them, inform them, educate them, befriend them, enable them to do the commandments, to be closer to the creator of the universe. And that's what's going to bring Mashiach now.